Total Preparation Lucknow welcomes you all to its online program. Friends, in this video of Indian Economy Part 3, we will be discussing some important global index and their relevance in the Indian context. We have divided this particular video into two sections for the ease of understanding of our viewers. We will come up with the section 2 of global index very soon. So let's quickly begin with this section. The first global index that we would be discussing here is Niti SDG India Index and Dashboard 2019-20. Niti Aayog released a report on the performance of states and union territories in the second edition of Sustainable Development Goal Index on December 30th, 2019. Kerala has been ranked first in this list for the second time in a row. The best performing states as per this index are Kerala, Himachal Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana and Tamil Nadu, while the worst performing states are Bihar, Jharkhand and Arunachal Pradesh. Let's move on. The next index that we are going to talk about is Global Social Mobility Index 2020. Equality, Opportunity and a New Economic Imperative Report. The Global Social Mobility Index, also popular as GSMI, of 82 global economies was released in this report by the World Economic Forum. India holds 76th position with 42.7 points. Denmark tops the list with a social mobility score of 85.2. The other rankings that the countries share are second Norway, Finland stands third, Sweden is at the fourth position, Iceland fifth, Netherlands sixth, seventh Switzerland, Austria eighth, Belgium ninth and Luxembourg 10th. Now let us have a few details about the World Economic Forum as well. World Economic Forum or WEF was founded in January 1971. Its headquarters are located in Cologne, Geneva Canton, Switzerland, and the founder and executive chairman of WEF is Klaus Schwab. So the next index is World Gold Outlook 2020. According to the World Gold Outlook 2020, Reserve Bank of India has been ranked 6th in the list of the largest buyers of gold abroad. This report was released by World Gold Council, abbreviated as WGC. RBI has purchased 25.2 tons in the first 10 months of 2019 to increase the government's sovereign gold bonds, also known as SGBs. Currently, RBI holds 625.2 tons of gold, which is 6.6% of its foreign exchange reserves. So let us understand something about sovereign gold bonds as well. Now, sovereign gold bonds or SGBs are government securities which are denominated in grams of gold. They are substitutes of holding physical gold. Now, let's have an idea about the World Gold Council as well. The World Gold Council was founded in 1987. It is headquartered in London, UK, and David Tate is the CEO. So the next index that we are going to talk about is Global Democracy Index 2019. The Global Democracy Index is based on 5 categories: electoral process and pluralism, civil liberties, the functioning of the government, political participation and political culture. Now it is very necessary to understand something about the pluralist democracy. Now we should know that a pluralist democracy describes a political system where there is more than one center of power. The modern democracies are defined as pluralist as they allow freedom of association. The Economist Intelligence Unit (EIU) is the research and analysis division of the Economist Group, which is UK based company, and this company releases this Global Democracy Index every year to reflect the state of democracy in 167 countries. India is ranked 51st in the list of 2019. India has come down 10 places in the Global Democracy Index compared to the previous year, which explains that the state of democratic freedom of citizens in India has reduced in a span of 1 year. China is at the 153rd position, while Norway is at the top and North Korea is at 167th position. Iceland holds second and Sweden holds third position. So the next index that we are going to talk about is Global Talent Competitiveness Index 2020. The Global Talent Competitiveness Index GTCI 2020 has been recently released by INSEAD Business School in collaboration with Google and Adecco Group. Now it's very necessary to understand that this particular index is an annual report that measures and ranks countries based on their ability to grow, attract and retain talent. The Global Talent Competitiveness Index was released by INSEAD Business School for the first time in the year 2014. The theme of this index for the year 2020 is Global Talent in the Age of Artificial Intelligence. As per this index, 13 countries out of 20 are the European countries that have topped the list. This index clearly reflects the talent dominance of European countries in this competition. The coverage of countries in GTCI 2020 has also expanded to 132 in comparison to last year's 125 countries. Let's move on. Now, to understand India's position in this index, we'll have to go through the following points. India is ranked 72nd in this index with a score of 40.42. It should be noted that India was ranked 80th in this index, which was released in the year 2019. Therefore, India has moved up 8 positions in a span of 1 year. India needs to improve internal openness in the country with respect to strengthening the role of minorities and women. So now let's have a contrast of the position of India with BRICS countries. The report states that India's GTCI score and GDP per capita are lower than 3 BRICS nations. Therefore, they have outperformed India. Now these 3 BRICS nations are China, that holds 42nd place, Russia, that holds 48th place, and South Africa, that holds 70th place. India has performed better than Brazil, that has 80th place. Henley Passport Index 2020. So before going through the details of this index, let us understand the purpose of having this index. The Henley Passport Index is the original ranking of all the world's passports according to the number of destinations their holders can access without a prior visa. The ranking is based exclusively on the data which is presented and maintained by International Air Transport Association (IATA). Now, the database that International Air Transport Association maintains is considered to be the most accurate, and it is further enhanced by the Henley and Partners Research Department. Now, moving further, this index has recently released a ranking of all the world's passports. In the year 2020, the Indian passport has slipped 2 places to 84th in the list of world's most powerful passports. According to Henley Passport Index, Japan has the most powerful passport in the world. Passport holders of Japan can travel to 191 countries without any visa. India ranks 84th in this index. In 2006, India was ranked 71st on this index. Presently, Indian passport holders can get entry into 58 countries of the world without a visa. The top 10 countries in this list are Japan, Singapore, Germany, South Korea, Italy, Finland, Spain, Luxembourg and Denmark. The Henley Passport Index began in the year 2006. Let us now discuss Global Corruption Perception Index 2019. Transparency International, the independent, non-governmental, not-for-profit organization, has released the Corruption Perception Index CPI 2019. The Corruption Perception Index was first launched in 1995. Each year, they score countries on how corrupt their public sectors are seen to be. Now, the Corruption Perception Index sends a very powerful message to the governments, and it forces the government to take notice and act upon it. According to this index, India's position in corruption has declined by 2 places compared to the year 2018. India is ranked 80th in the list of 180 countries in terms of corruption, while in the year 2018, India was ranked 78th. In 2019, India got 41 scores in this index, and it scored the same in 2018 as well. Denmark ranks first in this index with 87 points, while Somalia is the most corrupt country in the world with 9 points. Global Intellectual Property Index 2020. The US Chamber of Commerce's Global Innovation Policy Center, GIPC, released the International Intellectual Property Index 2020, where India has been ranked 40th out of 53 countries. Certain important points those have to be covered under this index are: this is the 8th edition of the Global Intellectual Property Index, titled Art of the Possible. The top 5 countries in this index are the United States, Britain, France, Sweden and Germany. The 53 countries included in this index account for 90% of the global GDP. This year, 3 more new economies, that is Kuwait, Greece, Dominican Republic, have been included in this index. The index has also seen an improvement in scores related to the protection of India's intellectual property and copyright related issues. This index evaluates the IP framework in each economy across 50 unique indicators that represent economies through the most effective intellectual property systems. Let us now discuss the Global Flourishing Index 2020, Upbringing, Health and Well-being of Children. India is ranked 131st out of 180 countries in the world. The United Nations World Health Organization, UNICEF and the medical journal Lancet released a report titled A Future for the World's Children. A new index, Global Flourishing Index, has been included in this report. It is very important to note that this particular index measures the best chance at survival and well-being of children. This report has compared countries on the basis of measures for birth and welfare of children. It is important that the Flourishing Index is the geometric mean of surviving and thriving. Let us understand surviving and thriving first. For surviving, maternal survival, survival in children younger than 5 years of age, suicide, access to maternal and child health services, basic hygiene and sanitation, lack of extreme poverty factors were studied. However, the domains for thriving were educational achievement, growth and nutrition, reproductive freedom and protection from violence. According to this report, climate change and marketing practices that promote fast food, sugar drinks, alcohol and tobacco pose a major threat to the health and future of every child and adolescent in the world. The superficial measures to remove growth and poverty pose a threat for the development of about 25 crore children below the age of 5 years. Global Sustainability Index 2020, also known as Sustainability Index 2020. India ranks 77th in terms of per capita carbon emissions and the ability of children in a nation to live healthy lives. A commission of more than 40 child and adolescent health experts from around the world released a report in relation to it. It was commissioned by the WHO, UNICEF, and the Lancet Medical Journal. Sustainability Index ranked the countries on higher carbon emissions as per the 2030 target. Let's move on. So let's talk about the World Happiness Report 2020. The World Happiness Report 2020 has been released by the Sustainable Development Solution Network SDSN and the Center for Sustainable Development at Columbia University, directed by Jeffrey D. Now, before going into the major points of this report, let's understand a bit about the World Happiness Report. It is a survey of the state of global happiness that ranks 156 countries by how happy their citizens perceive themselves to be. The data of the 8th edition of the World Happiness Report was collected during the 2018-19. Therefore, this report was not affected by the widespread restrictions imposed to prevent the spread of coronavirus disease COVID-19. SDSN has included 153 countries in the Global Happiness Report 2020. Finland tops the happiest countries. Denmark and Switzerland are in second and third place respectively. India is ranked 144th this year, which is 4 places lower than the previous year. Here I would like to make a mention of Bhutan. Now, Bhutan has done an amazing job of finding the balance of being the happiest country. It has continually been ranked as the happiest country in Asia and the 8th happiest country in the world according to a survey by the Business Week. Let's move on. India is ranked worse than its neighboring countries, that is Nepal, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka and China. Countries ranked at the bottom of the list are suffering from violent conflicts and acute poverty. Zimbabwe, South Sudan and Afghanistan are ranked among the least prosperous countries in the world. Let us now discuss the World Air Quality Report 2019. We have tried to include an illustration that shows the list of most polluted countries with respect to their population. So this list shows the level of PM 2.5 in the most polluted countries of the world. According to the recently released World Air Quality Report 2019, air pollution is one of the most serious threats to human health, and more than 90% of the world's population is forced to breathe polluted air. According to the ranking given in the report, Bangladesh was ranked first among the most polluted countries in the world in 2019, although the overall pollution of Bangladesh is relatively low. Pakistan has been ranked second, Mongolia third, and Afghanistan fourth as per these rankings. China has been ranked 11th amongst 98 countries in the ranking. However, the level of PM 2.5 is still higher than the standards set by WHO in 98% of China's cities. Among other neighboring countries of India, Nepal ranks 8th and Myanmar is at 20th position. Bahamas has been ranked the cleanest country in terms of air pollution amongst all 98 nations. India ranks 5th. Ghaziabad in India was the most polluted city in the world in 2019. Although India's overall air pollution has shown a decrease in 2019 compared to 2018, but still 21 of the world's 30 most polluted cities are from India. The above statistics of air pollution on Indian cities is shocking. The illustration on the right gives you the exact level of PM 2.5 with respect to various cities which are ranked in the top 10 with respect to the deprived air quality. Global Animal Protection Index 2020. So before going into the details of this index, we need to understand the aim of Animal Protection Index, and we need to understand that how are the ranks awarded as per this index. The Animal Protection Index API aims to showcase where countries are doing well and where they fall short on animal welfare policy and legislation. The index ranks countries from A being the highest score to G being the weakest score according to their policy and legislation. India has got C ranking in Global Animal Protection Index 2020. This index is released by the international animal welfare charity World Animal Protection. India was ranked along with Spain, Mexico, France and New Zealand. Sweden, United Kingdom and Austria have topped with the highest score, that is A ranking. The headquarters of World Animal Protection are in London, UK. World Press Freedom Index. In the recently released World Press Freedom Index of 180 countries, India has reached 142nd position in 2020, while last year it was ranked 140th. This index is released by a non-governmental organization called Reporters Without Borders every year. It shows the freedom of media and press in 180 countries and the regions of the world. The first edition of World Press Freedom Index, released by RSF, was published in the year 2002. Some other details about World Press Freedom Index are: Norway is ranked first in the World Press Freedom Index 2020, second time in a row. Finland has got the second place and Denmark holds third place in the ranking. North Korea is at 180th position in this index, which was ranked 179th last year. Among the neighboring countries of India, Bhutan is ranked 67th, Myanmar is 139th, Pakistan is ranked 145th, Nepal 112th, Afghanistan 122nd, Bangladesh has been ranked 151st and China marks 177th position in this index. So last, we are going to discuss the Global Energy Transition Index 2020. On May 13th, 2020, the World Economic Forum released the Global Energy Transition Index. India has achieved 74th position by improving key parameters like energy security, development and environmental sustainability. The World Economic Forum ranked 115 countries based on the GET index in its report, WEF Fostering Effective Energy Transition 2020 report. The index is designed on the basis of indicators like current performance of energy systems in countries, environmental stability, energy security, and readiness for change in sustainable, safe, inexpensive, and inclusive energy systems. The chart which is given on the right side shows the Energy Transition Index 2020 rankings, and it shows the list of top 10 countries. First ETI ranking has been achieved by Sweden, second has been achieved by Switzerland, third by Finland, fourth by Denmark, fifth by Norway, 6th Austria, 7th United Kingdom, 8th France, 9th Netherlands and 10th Iceland. The Global Transition Index has issued a report of 75% of the countries those have improved their environmental sustainability. Sweden, as you can see in the chart, has topped the rankings for the third consecutive year. So therefore it was again followed by Switzerland and Finland. France holds 8th place and UK has been ranked 7th, which is a G20 country among the top 10. Since 2015, only 11 out of 115 countries have seen continuous improvement in Energy Transition Index scores. Argentina, China, India and Italy are among the major countries in continuously improving countries towards energy transition. In this index, the United States has been ranked 32nd, Canada 28th, Brazil 47th and Australia has been ranked 36th. So with this we come to the end of this particular section of the global index. We will be discussing certain other indices in the coming section 2 of the same series. So friends, with this we come to the end of this video. Thank you so much for being with us. We have tried to include few more important questions this time, which would be really helpful for you from the point of view of upcoming competitive exams. Please do not forget to like, subscribe and share our video. In order to keep getting the updates on other current affairs related topics, please press the bell icon. Thank you.